And we start in three, two, one. Hello and welcome. Daddy Two Limbs is back with a new episode. How are you? Oi, maa ki aankh, maa ki aankh. Mother's eyes. What's up, you big bloody beautiful legend? Sorry for the distorted sense of space and time. How are you doing? I asked a lot of you, what do y'all want me to talk about? Let's see what y'all have DM'd me. Uh, Someone said, Apurva said, talk about numerology. क्या ही बात करूँ बे? Numerology, seriously? Is the stupidest thing on planet Earth. Okay, wait. Before you all pounce at me. I do believe that there is some merit to numbers. Okay. You all know that. You all know that I know that. You all know that I know that you know. Okay. But numerology chutya pe bro. Don't tell me that my number adds up to a certain, my name adds up to a certain, numerology. My name adds up to a certain number and that's gonna change my life. So if I add two A's to my name, Karan का Karan कर दिया तो दुनिया बदल जाएगी चुप लोग हंसेंगे गाली. The only thing that will happen if I change, okay, this is not a joke, okay, my mother found a numerologist that said change his name from Karan to Kaaran, from Karan to Kaaran. Karan, really? It just sounds like Karan Ke. In Gujarati, Karan means reason, okay. So from my name Karan right now is the warrior, Karan Arjun wala Karan, okay. He's the fucking warrior in the Mahabharata, which I really love, and I really like find that metaphor really cool, that I'm a warrior in my own life. And you want me to change my name from that to reason? I'm nobody's voice of reason. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, man, what's gonna happen? Like that lady was like, change his name from Karan to Karan with two A's, but the name will be the same. Like pronounce it the same, and let the meaning of the name be the same. I was like, okay, firstly, if that is not the dumbest thing I've ever heard, shoot me. Secondly, if you believe this shit, shoot yourself. This is not okay. I don't want to shit on people's beliefs, but there are some beliefs which I understand, right? If you say, okay, I don't believe in religion, but if you do, I understand why you would believe in religion. I know the merits of having faith. I know the merits of having spirituality in your life, right? I know the merits of that. Am I still recording? I hope. I moved from the main tab. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I know the merits of having reason and meaning and spirituality in your life, which comes through religion, and I understand that. But astrology, numerology, and fucking palm reading, shut up, man. Dude, you're telling me the lines in my palms are gonna decide my future? So, bro, if it's a metaphor for saying that my future is in my hands, then I understand. But if you're saying there are lines in my hands, then let me slap you so hard that they get imprinted on your face so a face reader can come and say that, hey, buddy, your future's on your face. Because none of that shit makes sense, okay? Sorry, Apurva. I don't mean to diss you. I hope you don't believe it. Okay, wait, if you believe it, I'm not gonna trash you for that. But I don't think it's real, man. Numerology, in my opinion, doesn't make any sense. Any fucking sense, dude. It's dumb. It's like, okay, dekh. There are some, like, I understand that there are some people who believe that and they actually feel like it. Okay, if you don't know what confirmation bias is basically you saying that, oh, something like is a certain way and then something happens and you feel like, yeah, I already thought it is a certain way, right? Like I already knew it, right? That's hindsight bias also. Like your confirmation bias is like, wait, let me give you the exact definition so that I don't fuck up. Confirmation bias. Dude, I have my laptop next to me. I feel so cool right now. So I can now, what's the best part about having my laptop here now? I can actually search shit and not talk absolute garbage. Tendency to search for, interpret, favor, and recall information in a way that confirms or supports one's behaviors or beliefs. Let me look for an example. Let me give you an example so that you understand it better than I can. Better than I can explain. I know what it is, so don't say that, Karan, you also didn't know. Sorry, ऐसे चालू करना पड़ेगा bro. थोड़ा तो चालू करना पड़ेगा. There's David Sussman is a PhD, okay? David Sussman bhai bolte hai, yeah, confirmation bias is a type of cognitive bias that involves favoring information that confirms your previously existing beliefs or biases. Exactly. For example, imagine that a person holds a belief that left-handed people are more creative than right-handed people. Whenever this person encounters the person that is more left-handed and creative, they'll be like, yeah, that's it. Exactly. भाई ने बताया David Sussman. Thanks, David Sussman. Guys, tweet at David Sussman. Thank you, David Sussman. He's a PhD. Let's see David Sussman और क्या करता है लाइफ में. Oh, no. David Sussman, he's a licensed clinical psychologist with 25 years of experience. Bro, 25 साल का तो मैं हूँ भी नहीं. भाई तब से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं. लाइसेंस है भाई के पास 25 साल से. Bro, this is that, you know, David Sussman. Okay. David Sussman is for anybody who is just tuning in properly. David Sussman is a PhD, okay, in clinical psychology and mental health advocacy in the University of Kentucky, at the University of Kentucky. David Sussman could come and tell me when I, like, okay, it's the equivalent of my dad while my dad is sitting next to me while I'm driving. David Sussman could come and tell me, भाई तू जब से पैदा नहीं हुआ तब से गाड़ी चला रहा. I was like, no shit, dad. No shit. Like, no shit, David Sussman. You were born in fucking. He looks like. David Sussman looks like he was born in fucking 1960s. Of course, he's been practicing psychology more than I've been alive. I shat on David Sussman, whereas he seems like a very nice guy. His smile makes it seem like he cares about people, and he's a mental health advocate. Sorry, David Sussman. I don't even know who you are. I just found your article on verywellmind.com. But yeah, numerology, in my opinion, is confirmation bias. I think even astrology is confirmation bias. I played this prank on my friend who thinks she is. I don't want to give her star sign away because then she'll know who she is. And if in the odd chance that she's listening to it, she's gonna shoot me because she can beat me up. My friend, I played this game with her. Let's say, okay, this is not a star sign. Let's say her star sign is Libra. I told her, you believe in that shit? She's like, yes, all the traits like completely define me. I was like, cool. Let me pull up traits of Libra. I'll keep asking you, tell me if this trait applies to you or not. Let's see what percentage of the traits are applying to you. And I pulled up the traits of a Sagittarius and I kept throwing them at her. Okay, and she kept saying, of course, yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. Yes, no shit, it's me. I was like, oh, you're very compassionate. Yes, that is me. I was like, you weigh your pros and cons. She's like, yes, that is me. That's all Libras. I was like, shut up. Shut up. This was Sagittarius. And then I showed her that this was Sagittarius. And she started screaming. She's like, ah, and she started hitting me. I was like, you can hit me all you want. But the real person you're hitting is truly yourself, my friend. You actually want to hit yourself. Guys, I seem very hyped right now. That's because my coffee hit me. I forgot. This is how stupid I am. I forgot that I already had one coffee in the morning, and I make my coffee strong. Okay, so I already had one coffee, and then I had it like at 11. Okay, and now it is 3. So the 11 o'clock coffee, I nurse it till 12. Okay, so I'll have half a cup, heat it again, have the other half like over the 2 hours or something. And then now I'm having another one. I forgot that I already had my first one. Okay, then if I feel sleepy, then I have one at 4:30 with mild coffee. I'm trying to like regulate it so that I can sleep by 11, 12 max. I forgot that I had my first cup already, and now I'm on my second cup. And now I've half an hour back I had it. In the first 10 minutes, my foot started shaking. My leg was like फड़फड़ा रहा था. ठीक है, my leg literally फड़फड़ा रहा था. And swear to God, not joking, for 10-15 minutes I was like, am I dying? Like, what's happening? Why am I so hyped? Like, I was playing my Asphalt 9, I told you, right? My mobile game. I don't know if you all I've spoken about this earlier. I played that game. And I was playing that game, and constantly I was sitting on my chair, and I don't know if you can see my leg. See my leg here? Wait, can you see my leg here? Here? Niche se? Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, let's say, okay, for people who are listening, imagine my leg, okay, and now shake it like you're Elvis, but super fast. Like, my leg was shaking like Elvis in Jailhouse Rock, but dude just shot 7 grams of cocaine up his veins. Like, literally, not snorted, shot it directly in his veins. and shot some in his brain also. Like that. That's how bad my foot was shaking. Like Jailhouse Rock played at 10x speed. That's how my foot was shaking. Leg, sorry, not foot. I tried to be as precise as I can on this podcast. But yeah, Apurva. I don't know if you want your name in it or not. But sorry, Apurva. Hey guys, don't fuck with Apurva. 2, 3 of y'all, my friends, I know. I don't have a fan following right now, but if in the odd chance you are one of my friends who fucks with people a lot, don't go and fuck with Apurva, please. Let's see. Daniel? Daniel, you and I have some fucking. Uh, you and I have some conversations that need to be had. But Daniel said, talk about how popsicles and lollipops are awkward. Daniel, it's only awkward if you make it awkward. You see a 5-year-old enjoying a popsicle and a lollipop, you don't go and say, wow, you're sucking dick. Firstly, will you take a shape like a lollipop? I don't know what lollipops you're having, Daniel. Don't have those lollipops then. Daniel is a female, very beautiful lady. But Daniel, don't do that. Don't be mean to kids enjoying popsicles and lollipops. Popsicles was our childhood, man. We didn't call it popsicle, we called it Pepsi Cola. We called popsicles Pepsi Cola. If you call it a popsicle, you're already too bougie. You should have known it's Pepsi Cola. Okay? And Chusky. We called it Chusky, bro. I loved it. I love the fact that we called it Chusky. That's what it's supposed to be called. Pepsi Cola and Chusky. We had this dude in Jamnabai. Not in Jamnabai, but this dude called Jaggu, okay? And Jaggu was the legend. And so every school has this place. Podar has these next to Scholar bookstore or I don't know, some dosa wala they meet at and they fight. If you want to get into a fight in Podar, you say, मेरे को ये डोसा वाले के पास में जाके fight करते हैं. Okay. I don't know any other school, but Jamnabai had Jaggu pe mill or Hawkers pe mill. Basketball court tha, but we always got caught if we fought in the basketball court and the watchman took us to the principal's cabin. Sorry. Burpee. And it's not the best look. But if you wanted to get into a fight with somebody, but you can't fight because school time is on, you tell that person Hawkers pe mill. And Hawkers pe, look, Jagarte, okay, out of the 7, okay, I have been in Jamnabai, I was in Jamnabai from the 4th to the 12th grade. That's how many years? 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Okay, 9 years of school. I have never seen someone meet at the Hawkers and actually fight. I've seen like, I might have seen at least 200 people threaten one another. Out of those 200 fights, only 6 fights were actually fights. Otherwise, it was just pushing and friends saying, oh. And I was that guy. I was that guy who used to stand at the back like, bro, main hota to nahi leta, bro. I decided very early on that I don't want to fight. Post the 8th standard, I didn't get into any fights because then dude started growing like kachi dadi and all. I realized, okay, I can't fucking compete with this testosterone level. So I decided to crack jokes. Like, I just cracked jokes. And people started growing tall and shit. I was like, what's happening? Why am I not growing tall? So I decided not to fight, bro. But, yeah, people used to fight a lot. And I was the guy in the back. He would be like, bro, main hota to nahi leta, bro. Bro, main hota to nahi leta. Like, I used to go on the side of the biggest dude and I used to whisper in his ear, bro, main hota to nahi leta. Bro, teri maa ke bare mein aisa bola. Like, there were times, dude, the insults that we had on each other's moms cannot be beaten yet. And you know what's funny? You know what? Okay. Why are dudes smacking each other in the balls till the age of 25? Firstly, that. Secondly, what is with bros and cracking jokes on each other's moms? Like, guys do 2 things till the age of 25. One is crack mom jokes and second is smack each other in the balls. Like, I'm telling you very, very honestly, these are the only 2 things you can guaranteed get from a guy who grew up with a boys group. This doesn't happen with guys who had a girls group growing, like not only girls group, but had a mixed group growing up. Most of those guys don't do it. Londas still do it. Like they hit each other in the balls, like lift rules off and the pop. If y'all don't know what lift rules off is, you stand in a lift and if everybody doesn't say lift rules off, the person who doesn't say it, you get to smack that person in the balls and they can't smack you back. But if they say lift rules off, and you smack them, they get to smack you 3 times. It's only fair, bro. It's only fair. It's only fair. But point being, uh, what was I saying? Yeah, another is mom jokes, man. I love it. I love the fact that we crack mom jokes. You know what's funny? We used to crack mom jokes on friends whose mothers were the nicest people to us. There's a very important distinction to be made between mom jokes on a guy. Okay, one is mom jokes that are actually meant to be hurtful. Second is mom jokes that you crack with your friends whose moms you actually like. Like, it's not like you want to bang their mom. It's not like you don't like their mom. Nothing. Their moms are super nice. Aunties are super chill. But it's your friend you want to fuck with. Right? So this auntie could be the same auntie who'll take care of you when you come to his house, and she'll feed you. She'll make breakfast for you all. She'll be the nicest person. She'll get snacks for you all. Like, she'll make like rasna and shit. And you could still crack. Like, when auntie leaves the room, be like, sir, rasna banegi to main to le lega. This has got nothing to do with your mom, bro. It's got nothing to do with your mom. It's got to do with how much I love fucking with you. Who else, man? Who else? Shobit said talk about EVs, electronic vehicles. I told him I will talk about it in the Indian context though. Bro यार EV चाहिए यार अपने को भी टेस्ला बिस्ला चलाने का, बट कहाँ ही चलाएगा यार तू. Like, okay, the Tesla battery is at the bottom, right? I really think that गड्ढे ऐसा है bro तू speed breaker बना रहा है. Okay, firstly BMC all need to fucking understand. Whoever handles the construction of Bombay speed breakers, please understand this. A speed breaker is supposed to reduce your speed, not it's supposed to break your speed, right? It's not supposed to break the fuck out of your car. Okay? It's not supposed to ram your car into the fucking peak of the speed breaker. Relax, chill with that shit. Some people have Honda Civics, okay? ब्रो स्कूटर पे भी होता है यार. 2 लोग बिठा तो स्कूटर पे. वन ऑफ देम इज अ चौंकी बॉय. देयर इज नो वे योर स्कूटी इज क्रैशिंग इनटू द फकिंग स्पीड ब्रेकर. ब्रेक माय स्पीड, नॉट माय कार. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस. एंड यार ये ऑफ रोडिंग नहीं करना है मेरे को. आधा स्पीड ब्रेकर बना है, आधा नहीं है, तो एक गाड़ी ऐसा जा रहा है क्यों? वाई एम आई ऑफ रोडिंग? आई एम नॉट. I like trekking, but I don't want my car to like trekking. Off-roading is like trekking for your car, okay, which your Honda Amaze is not equipped to do. Back in ours aren't equipped to do off-roading, man. But yeah, man. Oh, dude, you wanna hear something crazy? There was a mosquito flying, like, okay, where you see the almost, you can see this shadow. Okay, for people listening, to my top left behind me is a shadow. That shadow is of a fan. Okay, that fan had I turned that fan off and a mosquito flew out from behind. Okay, now there are 3 satisfying feelings in the world. The top 3 satisfying feelings in the world according to me. Let me rank them for you. First, taking a poop in your house after you come back home from a long trip. The first poop in your house is the best one. Okay. Second, ordering clothes online, thinking that they won't fit you, but you still call for them and they end up fitting you, so you don't have to return them. And third, killing a mosquito which was fucking with you since 2 days. One Lavaris mosquito that was flying around, that mosquito I killed. The best feeling. But yeah, tell me bro, comment in the comment below what your top 3 satisfying feelings are. I don't know what kind of engagement I'm pushing for on YouTube. But yeah, hey, like, share, subscribe, comment down below your top 3 satisfying feelings. Mosquito killing, ordering clothes online, and taking a dump are my top 3. What are your top 3? Anyway, man, it's is what it is, man. Is what it is. How you guys doing other than that, bro? How you guys doing, man? Shobit, sorry, man, I didn't talk about EVs enough. Let me talk about EVs. Shobit actually was one of my bros in Penn State. Top lad, top legend. Shobit was a wild character, bro. That guy did some shit that sometimes didn't make sense. Like, Shobit was Chummeshwari, bro. He was a wild guy, and you can't get a straight answer out of him. Like, Shobit had, okay, both of us had this issue. Okay, Shobit is like 6 foot tall, big guy, okay, tank of a dude. And I'm right now 60 kilograms in Penn State. I was like 52. Okay, like I was way lankier than what I am right now. Sorry. Shobhat and I used to take over Penn State with just cigarettes. I don't want to say it. Okay, I already said it. Fuck it. No, I don't smoke. Sorry. Shobhat and I used to take over Penn State. Like Timon and Pumbaa. there was one. There was one 2 weeks back. My friend came home with her two other friends, and one of that guy was from Gurgaon or Amritsar. I think. I'm so sorry. Amritsar, yeah. And tank of a dude, like 6 foot tall, built like forearms that could strangle you by just like if he showed you his forearms, you'd get strangled. Like that's how built he was. Massive guy, beard, tough dude. Spoke like a true Amritsari. Not a Sardar, but like a Punjabi dude. I forgot his name. Shit, I'm so sorry, bro. Yeah. This is where my parents are out of town, and I was already drunk when they came home, and they came home, and we were playing these games and all, and one of my friend, her female friend, was very drunk. So I told her, do you want cheese? Cheese will help you sober down. I don't know if it does. I just pulled that one out of my ass. I told her cheese will help you sober down. And hello, you big bloody beautiful legend. Sorry, the rest of the podcast is gonna be audio because my phone's battery died while recording, and I couldn't check it till I was done recording. So the rest of the podcast is gonna be an audio podcast over an image of my friend's very very beautiful cute dog. So enjoy that, and I love you. Thank you. I don't know if you all know who Joey is. Joey is the dog who lives upstairs. Doesn't live alone. Lives with my cousins. It's almost like he roams around my house also sometimes. I like to say he's my dog, but he's actually not. Although I love him truly, he's not my dog, which is very sad because I'm allergic to dogs. So I really want one. But yeah. So I told her we feed Joe. We feed Joey cheese a lot, okay, because he loves cheese. So I told her cheese will help you sober down. And whenever she came, like when I took the cheese ka cube, I had the Amul ka cubes, okay, and I gave her that. I was like, first give me paw. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I do this with Joey. Joey's the dog who lives upstairs. Give me your paw, and then I'll give you cheese. So for 10 minutes, have trained her. This classical conditioning at its best. And this is not a lie. I'm very serious. I make up a lot of shit to make you all laugh, but this is a real story. I kept feeding her cheese and asking her for a hand, but calling it a paw. So every time she would tap her hand in my hand, I would say, good boy, and then give her a bite of cheese. I fed her 7 cubes of cheese and made her feel like she's my dog. This is not, I'm not trying to say she's my bitch or something like that. But this is serious, I'm not joking. This is real. And then the other big guy, I forgot his name. Sorry, man. But yeah, I gave him also a cube, but he just looked at me like, I'll fuck you up. But then I was very drunk, so I wanted to fuck with him more. So I was like, bro, yo, don't do this. You're a big guy. Don't be so mean. We're like Timon and Pumbaa. This and that. I started like, usually people roast me for being short. I was roasting this guy for being healthy, built, and tall. I have had fun maybe 2 times as much fun as that day because of how much I was fucking with a tall guy. Like I was like, bro, sit down. Like he stood up to get something, like, बैठ जा तू, बैठ जा. It's a pain in the ass talking to you like this. Sit down. And he sat. And then I gave him a forehead kiss. I was like, big guys like you deserve a forehead kiss because you're too tough. Come here. And he actually got his head and I gave him a forehead kiss. And I loved the guy. And I think he also understood that I'm just trying to be friends. That's how I make friends, bro. I fuck with people. I keep fucking with them and then give them forehead kisses. Dude, how can you deny a forehead kiss from me? Like, look at me. Like, if I came up to you and I was like, let me give you a forehead kiss. How could you say no? Like, especially if you're above the height of 5'9", and I ask you to bend over so that I can give you a forehead kiss, there is nothing more romantic than that, okay? And it's not even like homosexually romantic if you're a guy. It's like bro romance. ठीक है. But another thing, man, fuck, this was crazy. Yesterday I went to play football, and my friend has a bike. Okay, he has a Royal Enfield, and he drives kind of fast, not too fast, but kind of fast. And because he has a Royal Enfield, I don't know which model or whatever, but there's no space to hold on. Like, okay, I am all for the love between brothers and not making things weird. Like, if you hug your brothers, you're not gay. I know that, right? Like, if you're like, dude, I could cuddle with one of my bros and sleep and not be homosexual about it. Like, absolutely, right? But there are some things that are more emasculating than others. And keep in mind, I'm not super like into the whole idea that you should be a macho man, but there are some things that I would preferably don't want to do. One of them is holding a man on a fast bike from behind. I don't want to do that. I've held on to these, like, I was on that bike. I don't know what was there on the side, like just a handle to maybe lock your bike or some shit. But I just held on to that for for dear life, and I've, like, from Andheri to Nanavati, I've held it like super tight. It was a forearm workout. I was like, but I am not going to put my arms around him. The only thing I will never do is put my arms around this guy. Plus, he's a big guy, so if I put my arms around him, it doesn't seem the nicest thing to do. But on that note, it's been a while. I love you. I'm yet again talking in the seductive voice because I'm daddy two legs. What is it? Daddy short limbs. Daddy short limbs. But on that note, I'll see you next time.